Hi, Prosperity Team. It's Dr. Money coming to you from the Prosperity Corner of the universe where silliness is sacred and nobody's perfect. I am your POP, your Professor of Prosperity, and I'm here so that all of our lives can pop with prosperity. I know I'm silly a lot of times, but tonight I'm going to be a little bit more sincere because I want to talk to you about money, fear, anger, and sadness. We do want to affirm our best. We do want to turn our minds around. We do want to keep ourselves feeling abundant. And sometimes part of that is letting go of some of the blocks. And sometimes those blocks are anger, fear, and sadness concerning money and finances. So what would it be like to face those head on? Suppose what we did was we made a list, and I'm inviting you to do this. Make a list, and it goes everything that I'm afraid about money, or everything that I'm afraid will happen for the lack of money, or everything that I'm afraid of when it comes to my finances, all of those. And then in terms of my money, everything that I'm sad about, and write those down. Maybe you're sad because you were overlooked for an inheritance, or you're still hanging on to that, or just sad because you don't have enough money to pay the bills and that breaks your heart, whatever it is. And then angry. What are you angry about? Because maybe you feel like you haven't gotten a fair shake in life. Whatever it is, just write it down and write and write and write and write all those emotions out. It may take a day, it may take a week, it may take a month. But what you want to do is purge yourself, not repress, not press it all down, but just write it out. Write it out, write it out. And then when you feel like you've gotten everything out and there's not anything else to say, then you begin to say, even in this fear, I love myself. Even in this anger, I love myself. Even in this sadness, I love myself. It would say, I may not be able to get rid of this fear or this anger or this sadness, but I'm willing to face it, and I love myself. And so the way we face it is when it comes up, we just say, the fear comes up and you just say, okay, here you are. You've been here many times before. I'm not going to run away from you. I'm right here with you. And what you'll notice is that when we face our fear, when we feel our fear, when we let it just be right there, when we breathe it in and we don't try to avoid it, or put something on top of it to bury it, it begins to dissipate. So we've got all kinds of emotions around money, all kinds of emotions around finances, all kinds of emotions around lack and not being enough. And so this is one simple message, one simple method in how to approach money and finances in a very real way. Now, this certainly does not mean to stop saying affirmations, because affirmations are wonderful. What it does mean, though, sometimes we can't put an affirmation over a wound. We need to heal the wound, and then we can apply the beauty and the peace and the joy. Because, if you have a wound in your hand and it's bleeding, it's kind of hard to look at the joy. And so the wound is healed when we emotionally face up to the problems that we have, whether those are real, actual problems, or whether they are in terms of lack or can't paying a bill or getting thrown out of a place. But if it's an emotional reality, then we can face that emotional reality. And then sometimes what happens when we do face those emotional realities, then our outer world begins to clear up as well. I hope you can find some peace in this method. I hope you can face your fear, your anger, and your sadness around money. It takes courage, but I find it necessary to do in order to move to the next level of abundance. Let's take a deep breath in. And as we breathe in our good. And as we exhale our intention that all other beings receive their good as well. This is Dr. Money, and I want you to remember one more thing for sure, and that is that I love you.